Hi all, this is Skate, and this is a subscriber replay. I mentioned a while ago when I put up a subscriber replay that I was going to start doing it more frequently, and I haven't. So, I've got my arse in gear, and I am going to be putting these up on a weekly basis. I'll probably do it every Wednesday, or, well, I say Wednesday, late Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending where you are in the world. This replay, though, was sent to me from a subscriber in Indonesia, playing on the Asian server. His username is Mick21 something something something, and he runs a YouTube channel called OPgames. Now, credit where credit is due, Mick knows how to handle his SU-152 based on this replay. And there were certain things he did which I gotta give it to him. It was a good idea, and it worked well, and he knew what he was doing, so he does know how to handle this tank. So the first thing, he has what is, in my opinion, undoubtedly the best gun on the SU-152, which is that massive 152, which is just an epic derp monster. And oh, it is so much fun, that gun is. But he's got himself a nice campy spot, and there is an RU-251 spotting right in front of him. But the RU-251 is going a little bit gun-ho and gone flying around the corner, which wasn't a good idea. There is an IS-6 and an AMX CDC right in front of him. And, hang on. He just did 2 damage to the front of that IS-6 and what looked like 56 to the back, which means, yep, he has the HE loaded, which, if he was firing at the CDC, fair enough, but yeah, you just don't fire that at that tank. And that for you is Russian accuracy. The aiming circle was probably about twice the size of that Tiger, 460 meters away, and he hit him dead on target. Now that Type 62 on his team is just running back around the corner, and he is baiting these tanks around in front of this 152mm barrel, which is exactly what the RU-251 should have done. And now he's got a choice. He can go for the soft squishy target, or fire a heat into the side of the IS-6 because he was the very easy quick target. Now Mick knows he can't stay in that spot, so he is off. And that IS-6 is on very, very low health, so he just needs one derp to the face. But there was a squishy target with much more health, which was an easy kill. And while he did that, the friendly IS-6 killed the enemy IS-6. So there is nothing left down here, and it is obviously time to relocate. Sitting in the same spot too long is camping. Yeah, this is a topic, actually, which I'm not going to go into now, because it'll take me longer than 10 minutes to express my opinion on, but obviously he stayed in that spot at the start for a while, which was the correct thing to do. If he stayed there after everybody had moved, then no, that's not the correct thing to do. So there is that difference between tactical sniping, relocating, and, obviously, camping. Now, Mick has moved up, so in my opinion, it is not camping, because he is on the move. Now, he has got a wicked shot by there. I love shooting underneath the trains. So much fun. But with only 135mm of pen on that AP, I can't help but wonder if that shot wouldn't have gone through unless the Indian Panzer actually reversed up that banking. Whenever I drive derpy tanks like this, especially the 152s, I don't really fire a lot of AP myself. I enjoy the HE far too much. And check this out, massive respect for this. His IS-3 Defender on his team was on extremely low health. He has full health, so he just stuck himself right in front of the gun. He blocked that Defender from being shot, so fair play, my friend. That I am happy to see in a game. It's sadly something we don't see enough of. And I am guilty of this myself, just like many of us are, so for this I say credit to him. But it is now a case of just finding the very last tank on the team, and there he is. It is a full health AT-7, who spots him coming and comes straight over the ridge for him. Now this is a top tip for any SU-152 driver. You'll see he's aiming up at his cupola, he gets penned, and then he points at the gun. Now the reason he is pointing at the gun is because he knows his mantlet can't be penned easily. So he is making that job for that AT-7 very difficult. And obviously he got a bounce. As soon as he finished his reload, it was one straight into the cupola, and that's the end of the game. That netted him 4,000 damage, mastery badge, and a high caliber. And this is the exact reason why I like this tank. It is an absolute monster. Yes, it is ridiculously troll. You can be fully aimed at a target virtually point blank range and you will dunk it into the floor in front of you. Yet your next shot could be something as simple as 460 meters away, just shy of fully aimed, and you go straight in. Russian accuracy, it's backwards. Okay, so second replay. These two games are played back to back. The first game he was bottom tier, and in this game he is top tier. Not only is he top tier, but if you look at the enemy team lineup, there's a lot of medium and light tanks. Now, as a turretless tank destroyer, that means one of two things. First scenario, you manage to have a gloriously fun time and you just derp every single one of them to death. Second scenario, you get circled very, very quickly and you get wrecked. So seeing a lineup like this when you're in an SU-152 is a blessing and a curse at the same time. There are many SU-152 drivers watching this video now going, yep, that's exactly it. Now his lights are over on there, and if he stays, no, if you weren't relocating, you would have got the shot, and completely unaimed into the side of the LTTB. Well, technically he clipped the back of the turret, but still, he managed to get that shot on completely unaimed. I feel like I should be making another comment about Russian bias and Russian accuracy here, but I think I've made enough. But there are no more targets here, and he knows he is top tier, so he is pushing. And he can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the screen. The only thing we have not seen yet is the tank destroyers. First target he has available though is the LTTB and then the SP1C. Hey! And there is the J-Panther. Where has he been? Now in the interest of honesty, this is the only thing he does in this replay which I didn't like personally. He's nearly reloaded, he could pull back out and get the side of that J-Panther, but instead he pushes this way. Now the only reason I don't like that is because if he pushed left, there's no guns facing him. If he pushes this way, there's the J-Panther, there's the KV-3, and all of the other tanks, which means he had to rush his shot on that J-Panther. And he's lucky that that KV-3 was on a reload. But now he is back out of the way of those guns, and there is the side of the J-Panther again. And this time we do go in no problem at all. Sadly though, that was a low roller. That would have been nice to see him literally just wipe out that J-Panther. But now the medium tanks are pushing up. He is going around the back. Which hopefully means some great big dirty butt shots on people. Because 90% of tanks have no armor towards the rear. So as we're coming up over, there are two to choose from, and he goes for the one on the lower health, which is exactly what I would have done as well, because there is now an extra gun out of the battle. But, there is a butt of a Rudy. Is he going to get him? Ah! That was a high roll, but he didn't finish him, so I'm assuming he's going for the ram here, but loses momentum in the water. It's so funny just watching tier 7 tanks disappear or their health bars just vanish when getting shot by this thing. But the enemy KV-3 has noticed the danger and he is now coming back to deal with the SU. But SU has heat and can still do plenty of damage to the heavily armoured KV-3. And why in God's name did his KV-3 think the best thing to do would be to sit in front of a 152mm barrel? It never works, never. And obviously Mick is quite happy to oblige in taking the rest of his health bar. But in return the J-Panther nearly took his. Hellcat does get one into him which made the J-Panther push back. And now Mick is on extremely low health and so is that J-Panther. So now we're going around the back, and hopefully he's looking at the Hellcat, and he is not looking this way. Oh, no, we're good. He is not looking this way. This means Mick has all the time in the world to aim this shot. Or rush it. But it's okay. Mick has other plans. There we go. But obviously the Hellcat is still alive, which does mean, obviously, Mick's team does win, and he gets himself 4,452 damage, and another mastery badge. I imagine he was very pleased to be receiving nigh on the same damage and 2 mastery badges back to back. and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching the replay. I have an inbox full of these at the moment, so I am going to go through, and like I said, I am going to make this a regular thing. If you would like to send me one as well, there is an email address in the video description. It would be my pleasure to share it on the channel. I mentioned previously that I wanted to do this, but this won't be instead of my usual stuff. This will be as well as. So hopefully a bit more content on the channel. Obviously, I hope everyone has enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.